Okay, so the first of the tech reviews. Now, I've not heard anyone really talk about these in any great detail anyway, and they're actually really good, especially if you like to get out and about when you're doing recording, or like me, you have your setup in one room and then you've got a bar where you want to be able to record audio to your PC, but not in the same room. So these are the Voical Airs, which are basically a receiver and a sender of audio. So you'll have one on you, which you might clip in your t-shirt or something like this, and then one that plugs into the PC. You can put the sender on top of your camera, or it comes with a lavalier as well. If you don't know what a lavalier is, it's one of those silly clip-on mics that you have. So it comes with one of those as well. So you could just have a clip-on mic here and have the actual sender in your pocket. But let's get into these and have a look, because they are really good, and the quality you get out of them is quite surprising. So this is what we're looking at. The Voical Air wireless microphone system by Pixel. Now it comes in a nice carry case, and I'll just quickly, again, I'm not about the, let's unbox it, let's look, and there's instructions, and don't worry about that. You need to know what you're going to get in the box, obviously, but we're not going to sit and just unbox it. So you get a lavalier. So this is probably the main thing we're going to talk about. Obviously, you get chargers. I'll show you the chargers if you really want to see them. But look, you get a lavalier. So a lavalier is just obviously a clip-on mic. So I'll leave this on just for show, even though it's not plugged in, it's not doing anything. Foul. So in your little carry case, the main things are that you get your receiver, which has got a small LED screen on as well, which I'll just turn on. It displays all the things that you would expect. So it shows that this is the receiver, so it's the RX, not the TX. The TX we're going to have a look at in a second. Shows you the battery power. You can change the channel, so if you've got bad frequency or interference, you can change which channel. And then the one that basically you're going to use, so this is the one that's going to be sort of either attached to your t-shirt, your shirt, or you can have a microphone plugged in the top there. But you can see right on the top there is actually a mic built in. And the mic built in is actually pretty good quality, to be fair, as we're about to see when we test this. We're going to test it indoors and outdoors. For somebody like me, when you saw at the start of the video, I was sat in the bar, which is next door. So I don't go too far, but there is a bit, there's walls in the way and everything, but you're talking, it's probably 5-10 meters away, maybe a little bit more. So it's never really going to test these to the true potential, so we do need to go out to test these to the full potential. But first, let's listen to the quality of them basically out of the box. I'm going to do no extra work. I'm going to add no noise gates, no filters, no nothing. We're just going to plug it in. I use a DAC amp, but we'll just plug it into the amp and we'll see what the sound quality is like, because ultimately these for streaming are really useful. So you can see I've got a sofa behind me. Obviously, if I want to go and chill out over there, I've got a camera that points to it, and I have actually got a Elgato Wave behind me as well. But I like using these because I can just, let's get rid of this lavalier. I can just clip that into my t-shirt, go and sit down there, see on the big screen what's going on the stream, and I can carry on chatting. Don't need to worry about whether the mic's near me or not. So we'll see how that sounds when I have a wander around the room shortly. Now, like I said, you get this nice hard carry case. You get a camera attachment, so you can attach this to the top of your DSLR or whatever as well. And then you get, a few USB-C charging cables, where you get two, one for each, one for the sender, one for the receiver. And then you get a cable to be able to connect it to your phone if you wanted to connect it to your phone. And then you get one which is actually plugged in at the moment to my amp, but then you get one obviously to connect it to either your camera or your amp or whatever you want to plug it into. Don't really need to show you what a cable looks like. It's a USB-C. You'll know what it looks like. So let's plug them in to the PC and we'll do some sound tests. Before we do that, actually, the one thing I didn't mention, which is actually really good about these, and if you was to look at like the Rode version that they do, it's actually got a monitoring output, like you can see there, where you can plug in a set of headphones. So if you was out and about, the reason I find this useful is if you're out and about and you want to test to make sure that it is recording, it's clear, the gain is where it should be, or if you need to adjust it or anything, you can just pop in a pair of earbuds or headphones or whatever you want to use, and you'll be able to hear how clear it is, is it right for the distance, the lavalier maybe is away from your mouth, or where you've positioned this maybe on your shirt or whatever. But that's really useful that you can monitor it on the go. Right, so what I thought first would be good to do is, if I have it, so you need to know what you're listening to. So for my YouTube videos, I use the Rode NTG video mic, okay? So that's what you're hearing me through at the moment. This, as I've played about with, obviously, I do use it on my camera when I'm outdoors doing videos, and I also use it in here when I'm doing videos indoors. So this is more expensive than the Pixel Air Pros, obviously. But I thought what would be good to do would be to switch between the two. Now, the big thing to remember here is the voice, like how you're hearing my voice right now, has got a noise gate on, it's got a gain that I've added in OBS. You know, I've manipulated this mic to try and get it to sound how I want it to sound when I'm streaming, when I'm doing videos, etc, etc. This, so the Voical Air, the Pixel Voical Air, which I've got set up ready to go, is bulk standard out the box. I've done nothing. All I've done is cranked the gain on the actual device up to the max. So I'm going to switch backwards and forwards a couple of times so you can hear the quality and you let me know what you think is best. I would probably say the gain's a little bit too high, so let me just turn the gain down on the actual device slightly and then try again. So I've now knocked the gain down 3 decibels, and you can now see it's still going into the yellow. When I get a little bit high pitched, if my pitch goes a little bit higher, you can see it starting to make its way towards the red, but I would say in the yellow, top end of the yellow, you're quite safe for it not to clip, hopefully. So this is me speaking through the Pixel, and this is me speaking through the Rode NTG pod mic. So I'm not gonna know what the sound quality is like until post edit. But now I'm not going to tell you which I'm speaking through, and hopefully it's evident which is which. So this is a story all about how my life got turned upside down. So I can't even say that without singing it. And I can't sing. But I just need you to hear what's going on at the time, hear any dramatic differences in sound, and hopefully you'll be able to work out whether the quality is good enough for your YouTube videos or your streams or whatever you want to do, obviously, with this microphone. I mean, I think without even listening to it post-edit, I'm guessing the sound is probably good enough to do YouTube videos, and it sound crisp, it sound clear, especially when you're in a small, safe environment like I'm in at the moment. Because even when we get to the outdoor bit, you'll notice it really holds its own pretty well, to be honest with you. Very well, in fact. I'm just going to place this now down on the desk. So it's quite far away from me, but I'm still hoping that you can hear me loud and clear. Because I'm now going to switch to the lavalier mic that's included with it, and we'll see what the sound difference is like using this. So now I'm plugged into the lavalier. I still notice the sounds it's decent. You know, I'm still not looking like I'm getting towards the sort of potential where I would be clipping. It looks like a good, steady sort of hovering between top end of the green, sort of mid-end yellow. So I'm guessing that it's quite loud and clear, hopefully. Well, clarity-wise, I won't know clarity until post-edit, but I just wanted you to know what it sounds like if you've got a lavalier on. And now you should quite comfortably be able to get up and walk around with this lavalier on, or you could walk around without the lavalier on, and obviously you could just stick to having the actual device itself clipped to the t-shirt. I thought it'd be an interesting test, and I don't even know if this is going to be working, as in I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it, but I wanted to see what sort of background noise it would pick up when I'm driving. You know, is it audible? Does it sound good? I mean, the receiver's picking the sound up, but I have got I've got the gain on max, and I feel like probably in this sort of environment, the gain being on max is probably not ideal. I suppose it's these sort of conditions that are going to really test the mic. So now I'm going to go for a stroll and see how far I can get, and you can still hear me. My little boy's playing in the park. Luckily, it's been raining, so no one's over here. So just have a quick look back, make sure I'm still in shot. And yes, it is wet and miserable, and I'm walking around in flip-flops, t-shirt and 3/4 lengths. Eyeballing it from my skills as a golfer, I would say I'm at least 70 metres away now. When I get back to start editing this, and it sounds crisp, at that long distance I was away, you could probably do some pretty incredible things with these microphones, to be fair. So I was all the way on the other side of that, and a bit further. So let's get back, go post-edit, see what it sounds like. All right, so now we're back from the park, and I've made some changes to the setup. So I'm now currently using the Pixel Air still, so that's what I'm using, that's what I'm going to use to close the video. I've made a few little adjustments, tweaked the gain to how I think, positioned the mic where I think we're probably going to get the best results. So these are the settings that I would probably use if I was streaming using it. It's quite nice, it's out of the way, I've got no microphone in my face, I'm free to move. It's actually pretty decent. Me personally, ultimately, if you're watching this video, you probably want to know, should you buy the Voical Airs? I would say yes. I would say if you're going to use them, if you saw that clip where I was in the park and I went quite far away and it was still fairly decent sound. So if you're doing videos outdoors, like walkabout videos or tours of different areas, or I don't know, whatever your content it is you create, if it means you need to get out or you need to be quite a distance away from your camera so you can't just have a shotgun mic in your face, I think these are a really good solution, and I think you probably need to play around with them a little bit, and I think there's certain environments they'll work in better than others, but ultimately for like the 130
$130 price tag they carry, I think it would be a smart investment, and I'm definitely going to be using mine. So I hope you found this useful. If you did, I appreciate this is a new channel and these videos are probably not going to get that many views to begin with, but please do make sure you like and subscribe. I'm going to be trying to grow this channel, going to be putting out lots and lots of content. I've got so much stuff to review that I personally use myself for streams. I pretty much have a room that looks like it was an Elgato warehouse, the amount of Elgato products I use as well. So again, thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.